Hello.
Honorable Malema here.
Honorable Malema, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Chair and colleagues. Can I just make a small contribution?
You are allowed to.
I don't think this is a genuine reason why the IGI is not allowed to attend. Firstly, we are investigating, amongst other things, the interference of a minister into issues of the police and so on and so forth. And which means we are investigating the interference of the executive into some of these issues. Now, when you say the AGI must get a permission from a minister, that will mean Minister Nkumbuzo Nchabeni. And she's implicated in those properties that we're talking about. And she must give a person the permission to go and talk about how she might be or not be implicated. Because the minister is conflicted, as it were, and therefore not in any position to give a person who might give evidence that demonstrate that actually one of the properties that were purchased wrongly has got a link with the minister. A minister who must give him a permission to come and appear before us. So we cannot allow that. And then the same thing with the president. The president who suspended, who put on special leave a minister who's accused of interfering in the operations of the police instead of firing him. The president might as well be implicated because we were investigating to what extent has the executive interferes with the operations of the criminal justice system. And therefore, we are not called an ad hoc committee for no reason. And it's not like a police committee calling IG who can actually appear before the committee on intelligence. It's not a normal operation. And therefore, we cannot want to behave like we are a special committee which has got a lifespan and which has to deal with more complex matters. We had a head of crime intelligence appearing before us. There was none whatsoever that was asked which compromised the integrity of the crime intelligence. Nothing. But he was asked questions. He was not asked a name and a name as suggested by evidence leader. He was not asked that. He was asked serious questions, but they did not interfere with top secret or anything of that nature. Corruption can never be a top secret. Corruption. You cannot classify corruption as top secret. We are investigating corrupt manner in which our institutions have been collapsed. And that has got nothing to do with top secret. Top secret will mean an authorized project that has followed the necessary requirement, and therefore, if spoken to, has got the potential to undermine the integrity of such an investigation or even the institution. There are issues, some of which are in public. The journalists can scrutinize those issues without being arrested, without being told they are undermining an intelligence act. But we can't. The ones that must hold the executive account. Therefore, I find that reason nonsensical and unacceptable. It's not you are covering up corruption. That's what you are doing. and you are using intelligence to cover up corruption. Corruption. That's what you are doing. There's nothing that stops us from calling the IGI to come to us and ask him any question. As a professional, as a qualified person who heads that institution, it is well within his right to say, I cannot venture into those other matters because they are of top secret or whatever the reason might be. But you are not going to answer for him. We are not going to answer for him. So we have to find a way to bring a willing IGI to come before this committee. His willingness is a demonstration that he's got something to share with us, which might not be. He knows what is top secret. He knows it better than me and you. He knows which areas never to canvass in public. And therefore, Chair, our proposal is that whatever happens, let the IGI come and then let's discuss issues and let the IGI tell us we cannot go into that space. But the South African public must know that we left no stone unturned. Thanks, Chair.
We can't allow this bureaucracy that when the decision was made that the IGI will appear before us, did they let us in this? And this issue of them hiding behind, we were watching on the commission, the State Capture Commission. Things of the SSA were revealed there. We were told that the ministers, I think Minister Mahlobo, there was allegation against him there. There was a person who worked there. How was he allowed to give evidence if those evidence are so secretive? Now we are standing here, we had him on our program. Now all these technical things are coming up. What's this? Because we know about the laws in this country. We know all these things. We put this Inspector General to appear. The gentleman to appear before us. Now, what's the problem here? Now we must seek legal advice. We must seek that no, Chair, unless our legal team is letting us down. Why we had him on our program if all these things were not picked up and they are only picked up now? No, they must appear, Chair.
I also had signal challenges. I don't know if I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. No, Chair, we look, I just wanted to echo because I just noticed that Honorable Kosana is experiencing some network challenges. Our position, Chair, is very firm on this and very clear. No special treatment must be given to anyone here. We must use the very same established practice that we have been using with other witnesses. We don't agree with this thing of writing because the very same people who are supporting the idea of writing are the very same people who have been telling us about rushing this work, who are saying let's finish this week. Now, when you say we must write to institutions and so on, when is that going to happen? Because we've got no time. An invitation that has been extended to other witnesses who have appeared before us must be extended. And if there is a sign of refusal, or if there's a refusal, then we summon, like we have done with other witnesses. Because we don't have luxury of time. So if we say, let's write, on the other hand, we are saying, let's finish on Friday. When are we writing? When are we getting a response from those institutions? And to what end? So, Chair, our view is that as of today, in fact, today, when we finish this meeting, the technical team must write a letter insisting to the IGI that he appears here before this committee. And then if they refuse, then we summon this week. If they refuse, we shouldn't postpone this thing further and say, no, we're writing and then we give them time, because we're not going to achieve anything with that. So that is our firm position, Chairperson, on the matter. Thank you.
Side, I think, in all honesty, if he's denied attending the committee to come and speak, it would in effect hide criminality. So I think it's critical that he comes to speak. It's a critical voice in this whole inquiry that's important to hear. And I also think that we need to make it very clear, as we've done from the beginning with all the witnesses, that there is no executive person that can deny us access to this individual coming to speak to the committee. So I think it's critical for him to come to the committee. I also find it frustrating that now suddenly, as the Honourable Skosana said, there are all these issues. We've said from the beginning that we would like the IG to come and report to the committee. So I don't understand why the sudden list of frustrations to them or for him to come and appear. So I think it's critical that he does appear before the committee. We saw with the Zondo Commission report, or the majority of commissions, we very often see that it's indicated in the report afterwards that under the so-called secrecy, so much is left out, and in effect, it actually denies the relevant institutions the opportunity to fix or to action recommendations to fix some of the problems we've seen. So the IG needs to come to Parliament and he needs to report to the ad hoc committee. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, the EFF.
Thank you, Chair. I think it must be noted that our senior counsel had given us different advice in the beginning. He indicated that the IGI needed permission from both the minister and the senior counsel, and only now that we had brought some information regarding the constitution here and the acts, he's conceded that there needs to be a consultation, and it doesn't use the word permission. And I think this matter could have been long resolved if we had applied our minds, or our senior counsel had, given us that information in the beginning, and we would have approached this matter in a different way. We've clarified the issue. I mean, the Honourable Malema clarified the issue of intelligence not being used to cover up criminality, and which it seems might be happening because we now have a minister that wants to seek legal advice. We have a president that hasn't responded. So it appears that way, and we do hope that we can conclude and that the IGI does appear. All this technical work that is coming up now regarding the IGI is going to give us grounds to request an extension, and it would be unnecessary for us to do so. So I hope we can proceed and we can schedule the IGI within the time frame that we have now to complete our report. Thank you, Chair. And I don't know if Honourable Malema would like to add anything.
Honorable Malema.
I'm covered, Acting Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mwango. Honorable Sauls.
Honorable Chair, I can't speak on the actions of the parties involved. My only concern and input is on what